Hello, 3 people who are already on who? It's Steve Lee, and my sister is the first. Result. Gadung. And Owen gets on first. Fucking A. That's all I can tell you. That's all I can say to you. Dan Zuma, Steve, Sue, Nicholas Strange, Masahiko. Hi there. Hello, everyone. Yes, look where I am. By the big piano. Oh, yeah. You know what that means. Something with a lot of left hand is coming your way. Now, hey, hello, darling. Jane, hello, Frank. I never know how to pronounce it. La Passus. La Passus or La Passus? French. I need some French help here. Now, this is very difficult for me, as you know. Bernard, hello. Wendy, hey, cuz. Nick. Nicholas, hey, love. Masahiko, hi from Tokyo. Hello, Masahiko. A serious Tokyo bow to you there. This is very difficult for me because I've got it the other way around today. You know, I do it so that you can see me playing. So when I'm actually playing the bottom of the piano, it's the bottom of the piano. But for fuck's sake, it's so weird on my fucking small brain, pea dinosaur brain here, because it's like everything's opposite. So like, for example, I'm putting my left hand up, but there it's on the right-hand side. It's like a fucking LSD trip. I've never had one. But that's what I imagine it to be. Who have we got here? Tracy. Ah, fucking A, right back at you, mate. Yeah, was that very good? La Passus. La Passus. Franck, La Passus. Okay. Andre Maratius. There we go, all these great names. Hi, gorgeous. Chris, is your gorgeousness there with you? Is she? Is she the world's greatest wildlife photographer? Is she there? Fucking help me with the hair, somebody. It's a mess. 4 days of not washing. I don't know. I think it helps. Pat Appleby, greetings from Dublin. Diddly diddly diddly. I wish I was in bloody Dublin now. I do. It's started to happen. The penny is dropping. I'm starting to realise I can't go anywhere. I know. It's been a while. Yeah. But, you know, I do live in a bubble. Who else is there? Thank you. I've got another thumbs up from Franck. Sean, hey cuz, hey there. Mark, hello there, darling. Yeah, the LSD trip that somebody should tell me about. I don't know. Spent my life trying to keep my sanity, not get rid of it. I've got a nice iced coffee here, but it's fucking up my piano, something chronic. So, here we go, my friends. Is she on the phone? Gabriella Nicotra, hello Jude. J-O-O-O-O-O-D is the official spelling. Hello, darling. Hey, e che cosa? I've been on the phone a lot to Italians this week because I've been promoting Hold My Hand, or as Lee calls it, Hold My Gland, to the Italians and the Spanish and the Mexicans in a big way, and they're like really getting incredibly emotional about it, which makes me very, very happy. Oh shit, it's Dublin, Ohio. Fuck. No, I'm sure it's lovely. Sorry, but you know what I mean. I do like red. Mike, I love red. But, wait, yeah, we cannot go anywhere. Anyway, today's theme, here we go. We're all fans of Leland. How could you not be? He's a rocking man. I mean, he seriously is. He's a god to me. So, the theme of this week is looking back, okay? Wine gums, Bernard, you're really sadder than I am. How's Doris? I'm getting to Doris in a second. We're just going to have a little bit of looking back, because here we are. These are the stories of looking back right now. This is the theme. In a week where peaceful protests have grown and people are really, they are being the best and the worst, whether you're a white supremacist with semi-automatics lining up and a chainsaw, it's lovely, oh bless, against a wall waiting to attack peaceful protesters or not, it really is the best and the worst of times, as we know. But before we get to any of the stuff that I'm going to rant about, can I just say that I have officially turned into that fucking sad sack of shit that I used to laugh at in other people. There was this groomer, this is about dogs, there was a groomer that we used to walk past, and every time we walked past her place with Doris or Victor, she'd say, oh, Hannah, hello, darling. She would say, do you want to come in for your biggie? And we go, no. And the one time I took Doris in to be hoovered, she said, does she need her No, hang on. Yeah. Do I need to express her anals? It wasn't Liza Minnelli, but she had a voice like that. And I remember thinking, do I need to express her anals? That's the end, isn't it? Well, hello. Welcome to me. This is who I have become. For fuck's sake, I now have an elderly dog with 2 legs have come back, but the last one, because the third was already fucked, so the fourth, the ACL tear, is still making it impossible for her to walk. I am turning into that woman who literally the other day was in the park, just hold on to something, people, or sit down, with a Q-tip up my dog's ass. No, that's how they tell you to do it. Gloved, maybe. And I had a Q-tip up my dog's ass, and I was saying things like, oh, here it comes. I see it. I see it. This is pathetic. This is my nightmare. But I don't care, because I love Doris so much. I would do anything for her. I couldn't do that to a human. That's not in me to do that. Anyway, I'm screaming, I see it. And I see this woman walking past. Behind her mask, I could see the look of horror in her eyes. Disbelief, horror, the same horror I had with the groomer lady. That is who I've turned out. I have been heard to scream, there's gold in them thar hills, at my dog, in a pathetic attempt to make her pee. Because she's decided that squatting down hurts. Of course it does. She's got an ACL tear, so she won't actually pee ever again. She takes after me. Anyway, there's some funny things in this life. There are funny things to be seen. Things that we can all, see, I spilt sangria on my dog, and now she's stained pink. I feel so much better about myself. I don't feel like the devil. I called up the vet and I said, is it me or is my dog the most stubborn dog in the world? She said, oh, we all laugh about Doris. She's the funniest thing. She doesn't want to do something, she will not do it. Last night I took her out for a walk. She would not get off her trot. Yes, I run with a big pram with her in it. It's pathetic. I love it though. I love it. And people take photos all the time because she's so cute. I'm running. I go for a jog with her in front. I think, oh, my foot's wet. She peed on my foot. All right, I'm trying to get her off the trolley and we're fighting. She peed on me. Take it as a sign of love. Anyway, moving on. The other funny thing that happened recently, and then I'll get on to the rant, but this made me scream with laughter. I know, don't be sad, because I know. I fucking love her so much. She makes me smile every day. She's my gorgeous girl. I would do anything for her, including Q-tip up the arse. Now, my husband, that's not happening. Oh, God, no. Oh. No, he doesn't need it, but no, I'm just saying, when the time comes. So, there's a violent, remember those the halcyon days, lockdown, when there was peace and quiet outside and there weren't fucking trucks and muscle cars and people outside. Noises all the time around your house. Remember those days? Well, in the park in front of our house, I'm now gagging. There's the front door. I'm gagging for somebody to basically, let me just shut that off. I'm absolutely gagging for somebody to stop this man. There's a guy in the front, oh, it's all right. It's been answered by my dear husband. So there's a violinist that comes, you can tell this is live, can't you? No making up here. There's a guy with a violin, and what started as a tiny pig nose amp when he'd be playing violin, but he's playing Celtic woman violin. So he's out there going absolutely batshit crazy, and suddenly he's got an enormous PA system, and he's got a drummer. Well, I say drummer. He's got a drummer. And the noise, Jude! Sue Flood. I'm telling them about the fucking violins. So he's doing the Celtic woman shit out there, okay, seemingly to entertain us all. I can't bear it. It's just like, to me. Meanwhile, the other day, he's doing doing the whole thing. Celtic is fantastic, isn't it all great? Everything sounds like My Heart Must Go On. And there's a crazy person. There is a very mentally ill person. I can say the word crazy, I am. I can say that. A mentally ill person standing but 100 feet away from him with his trousers down on the floor by his ankles. This is not a funny thing, but what happens next is funny. And while this violinist is going on, and I'm just thinking, oh, for fuck's sake, how long? Because they're 4-hour gigs that he does. The homeless man starts to scream, why? Why? Literally like that. I mean, just like that. for an hour while the violin's going. I've never been so happy in my life. I should have taped it. I should have recorded it. Why? He spoke for us all. I was there with him. I didn't have my trousers around my ankles, but inside they were. Anyway, moving on. I want to show you some incredible things. These have been the extraordinary times. More and more people are coming out. More and more mothers, more and more women are coming out and saying yes. You know, with the George Floyd thing, as all the protesters you've seen throughout Europe and in America, growing all the time. The best of all, of course, are in DC. But let me show you something that I went down to Venice to see the art. Let me show you this. This is extraordinary. Look at this. Look at this. This is the amazing Banksy-like but incredible street art on a street in Venice called Abbot Kinney. And as you can see, I'm going to stand up and show you. Look at this. Isn't this incredible? Isn't this sublime and moving? So they've used all the wood covers, you know, everything that they've covered the fronts of the shops with to protect them. They've basically been painting some astounding murals, really incredible pieces of art. It's very, very moving indeed. Like I said, more and more women are coming out and saying this happened to my son. I lost my child. I lost my kid the same way. And there's one particularly relevant case where a woman has come to the fore because years ago, and it's even been on Netflix, I think, in like one of these true drama things, where her son was mistaken for a rapist and was shot 41 bullets, I think it was, something stupid, either 21 or 41, either way, too much, because he was going for his wallet in his pocket. He had nothing to do with anything. He was a professional guy. He was absolutely had nothing to do with any of this, but they mistaken identity, saw his hand going in, thought, oh, fucking hell, he's got a gun. And yeah, more bullets that you can even believe possible. So this is bringing up a lot of stuff, and it really is time, I have to say. And it reminded me of this wonderful woman called Tracy in New Orleans who used to work for me. She'd cook for us. She'd come over and help me with the house and everything. She's the most remarkable woman. Her father is, at least last time, and she was an ex-Marine, so she's a tough woman. She knew what the fuck she was doing in life. And they were now living in the hood. It hadn't been the hood when she was a kid, but the hood had expanded and now was wrapped around the nice home that they live in. Her father was in the police. He was one of those rare cops who went into it for all the right reasons and was an incredibly straight cop. Who would have thunk it? So Tracy was remarkable. All she wanted in her life was for her child to have a childhood, for her son to actually have a childhood and not to be somehow involved or initiated into a gang by the 10-year-olds and the 12-year-olds with guns who were drug dealing in the neighborhood. And her son was 7. I will never forget Tracy. And I'll talk about her again on another one of these because I want to go into this a bit more. But it's so hard for kids, you know, anyway, but kids of color, what they face in these environments, which have been absolutely, you know, we're responsible for this, by the way, before we go any further. This is what we have created. This is the situation we're in. This is what we've created. So what I wanted to do today, like with this theme of looking back, for me, when I was a kid, I was listening to this song over and over and over, and it's such a joyful song, and it is talking about childhood. Because don't you think sometimes, I know our parents did the same thing. They said, you know, when I was young, my dad used to say we used to run in the fields and come home when we were hungry. Well, I didn't have that upbringing. But my childhood, for all its troubles, my childhood feels like the simple, pure, innocent childhood. And it wasn't. But now, compared to what's going on today and what kids face today and what's going on in the world, it's like, fucking hell, those were halcyon days, if only I had known. Or rather, they were in the very earliest part, I guess. And that's the thing. That's the theme of today. How aren't we all spending our life trying to get back to maybe, or is it just me because I'm basically a child? Well, I'm a musician, so of course I don't want to grow up. But getting back to those days, getting back to that person you used to be, I think that's really it. So I think you all know, anybody who knows me well knows that I am the biggest fan of Stevie Wonder. Woo! Can I hear an oh yes? Stevie Wonder is a god to me. Amazing that I would end up, of course, working with John Fishback, who was the engineer, one of the 2 engineers on Songs in the Key of Life, from which this was to me. This was the song. So here's a song about childhood and wishing for simpler, kinder times. Bear with me. This is my first time and you're watching it. And you know why I'm on this piano. Here we go. Looking back on when you were a little nappy-headed boy. When your only worry was for Christmas, what would be your toy? Even though you sometimes wouldn't get a thing, they were always happy. You were happy with the joy that it would bring. Sneaking out the back door, hanging with those hoodlum friends of yours all the time. I greeted out the back door with, boy, I thought I told you not to go outside. Trying the best to bring the water to your eye, thinking it might stop her from whipping your behind. You say, I wish those days would come back once more. Why did those days ever have to go? I wish those days would come back once more. Why did those days ever have to go? 'Cause I love them so. Brother says he's telling about you playing doctor with that girl. You said, just don't tell and I'll give you anything you want in this whole wide world. Mama gave you money for Sunday school. I traded yours for candy after church is through. Smoking cigarettes and writing something nasty on the wall. You nasty boy. My teacher sent you to the principal's office down the hall. Learning that kind of thing ain't right. But while you were doing it, it sure fell out of sight. You say, I wish those days would come back once more. Why did those days ever have to go? I wish those days would come back once more. Why did those days ever have to go? 'Cause I love them. I love them so. Why did those days ever have to go? I wish those days would come back once more. I wish those days would come back once more. I wish those days would come back once more. 'Cause I love them so. Finally, in my life, I've covered a Stevie Wonder song. You don't know how long it's taken, because you don't just cover a Stevie Wonder song. He's pretty much, as we know, the greatest singer in the fucking world. The greatest interpreter. The greatest... I mean, the man is just beauty. So that's the way I did it. That song was so important to me in my life. So important. And you know, thanks Sue. Thanks all. Thank you all. And looking back, like in that song, I realized how amazingly joyful certain aspects were. Ovation, thank you. Certain aspects were of my life, you know, and I know Sue, you'd agree with that, you know, for all the complications and all the difficulties, there were such amazing moments. Amazing moments. And I think we all have that one. And I remember, like I said, I'm thinking to when my dad said, oh, it was so much simpler in my time. It's like, yeah. And now here we are. And I'm like, oh, fuck. It was so much simpler in my time. And my school was a zoo, you know. It was a fucking zoo. Thanks, Sue Flood. Thank you, darling. It was a nightmare. So, hi. Good afternoon. Here you are. Hey, Kate. So here's the thing. we're looking back now, and we're looking back, and we're looking back. Here's somebody who's probably looking back today in a big way. And that is my fellow Welshman, 80 years young today, Sir Tom Jones. I am going to celebrate Tom Jones with you all, and I'm going to share a story with you which I hope is going to entertain you as much as it has entertained me looking back on the disaster that was my first experience of meeting Tom Jones. I've met him many times since, and he's an absolute, well, I'll tell you the whole story, but years ago, as you know, my husband is does countless voices on The Simpsons, and I was at a Simpsons party, and Harry said to me, "You won't believe this, Tom Jones is over there," and he knows I'm just like an absolute epic Tom Jones fan. Now this was back. This was like late 90s, so it wasn't Tom, elder statesman of the 2000s. It was still Tom doing House of Blues and still like, stuffed into a tight suit, looking like an absolute fucking satyr. And who doesn't love Tom? Come on, Mark Trades. So and Harry said, "I just met Tom Jones. I told him I'm married to a Welsh woman, and he wants to meet you." And I thought, oh, fair enough, okay. I'm not somebody who gets, I don't get spooked easily. You can probably tell I'm such a mouthy cow. And so he takes me over. And I'm standing, hello, darling. And I'm standing in front of Tom Jones. And literally, I am smelling pheromones, testosterone, which one was it? I'm not sure. There is heat coming off this man that is palpable. I've never come across this in my entire life, and I'm, I'm British, so, I'm obviously sexually stifled and a prude. And so I'm looking at him thinking, I grab Harry's arm like he can do something. And Tom, I've got to come close. Tom comes close, and he's just poured into this suit, three-piece suit. And he comes close and he says, "Harry tells me you're a singer." Oh, God. Literally, he may as well have said, "I've heard you have really sensitive nipples." I don't know what happened next, but what I said, the answer I made was, "Yes!" That's the noise. Maybe not even that subtle. Yes! That was yes. I squeaked. I don't know what the fuck was going on, but I squeaked. Yes. Oh, it was exactly the same as when I met Chris Graham. But when I met Chris Graham and he said that, I told him to fuck off. No, I didn't. I love Chris Graham. That's a man. That is a man, so do not let him go. So I squeaked, and then he leaned in and he said this. He went, "My sister's a singer." Now that was literally like, "And I've heard that you like it really slow." I don't know. I don't know. It was so gynecological. I felt like I was having a pap smear I don't know what was going on, but it was just ridiculous. I was a mess. I was shaking. The man is literally oozing sexuality. Now, cut forward to then a friend of mine, the fabulous Herman Matthews, drummer, ends up playing for him and is with him. And so I meet Tom regularly, and it's like, I see him in the House of Blues in New Orleans, and he's fabulous and wonderful. And afterwards he goes to the Apple Barrel on Frenchman Street to sing after the gig, because that's what fucking people like him and Prince do. You go afterwards because you don't want it to stop, because it's the love of your fucking, I love Peter, it's the love of your fucking life. So then same thing happens. We see him, I'm doing a show in Portland, Oregon, and there he is in the same hotel with Herman and the guys. He's in the bar now, and he's singing with a lounge player at the piano, because until like 4, and they're knocking back I don't know how this man has this kind of stamina. I don't understand. When I got to know Rob Brydon, who I adore more than life itself, I told Rob this story, and he told me about how on an early meeting with Sir Tom, he'd gone out to eat oysters with him, and Tom had literally had a whole, like 2 dozen or something by himself. And he said it was literally, Judith, he said, it was like eating with a silverback. Sue, that's something you know about. Flood. It was like eating with a silverback. And I know, because he's like, his physicality, his animal vibe is just like, so anyway, He's got it going on, people. There's a mojo there. Bloody hell. And it's all in his voice. You can hear it all. So as life has these things, his son and manager, Mark, here's one of my songs, the next one I'm about to play. And he hears it on Harry's radio show, Le Show, and he loves it. And he says, I think my dad should cover that on this record that he's doing with Ethan Johns. Well, it turns out that Ethan already had lots of songs, ready for it and had it all filled, etc. And, I was completely devastated, of course, by this, because Tom loved this song so much. And I can hear him sing it. And luckily, the phenomenal Ian Shaw did a version of this on his record last year, all about women writers, women performers, and it's, oh my God, it's killer. And but it is about me looking back again, and in the same way, but from a different perspective. And that's why I understand it's, of course, it's utterly melancholy and all that kind of shit. But ultimately, what it's saying is, when I was a kid, when I was little, I came in kind of clean and me, and I was this is it. And I spent the rest of my fucking life trying to get back to the person I came in as. Do we all feel the same way? Do you get what I'm saying? It's like all the shit that happens when you grow up and then when you become an adult, and then the shit hits the fan, and then suddenly you realize that everything that you're doing, and maybe it's easier when you're a musician, like I said, because all you do is play. That's the whole point of it. Then all you're doing is chasing the person you used to be. Thank God. So here's this song. It's so opposite to I Wish, it's ridiculous. What can I say? But I think this might be one of my favorite songs that I've ever written, and I mean this seriously. I really, really do. Because you know how when you think you've figured life out, and this is so pertinent to what we're all going through right now, what we're in right now. You think you've got life figured out, and then something else comes right up your rear and makes you go, oh, no. Oh, no, here's this now. It's like, when you walk past ladies, when you walk past construction workers, and they're all like leering, and you're like, and then you trip. Fuck, for fuck's sake. Well, that feeling is like, I've got this too. It's that, it's awful. And the other thing is I realized, and do we all understand this one, is that when, how you felt like when you were younger, when you were a kid, like you were unattractive, or you were overweight, or you were like, this, that, whatever you were feeling at the time. And you look back at photographs of yourself and you're like, good God, I was cute. I was really cute. I was cute. Same as I think, oh, I don't like the song that I did then, or oh, it was, I listen back to it and it's like, oh, fuck. It's great. It's whatever mood you're in at the time, whatever you're going through at the time. And when you're young, and when you're younger, of course, you're going through so much shit. Oh, God. I'm always waiting, or I used to be anyway, waiting for the other shoe to drop, Always. Always. Damn it. But this song really, I think, and I used a part of this song in Losing It, because I think it's the most honest song I've ever written about myself in my life. I'm less about this now, and I hope you guys are as well. I think one thing about being in this situation is you don't take things for granted. You really, really do accept and grasp everything that's going on and just cherish it every fucking second. But here's another song about how hard it is when you're a grown-up. And it's called Trip and Tumble. And I hope you like it. Because if you don't, then you basically don't like me. No pressure. Here we go. I haven't played it for a long time, so hopefully this will work. Already wrong. All the days, all the nights, all those beautiful betweens, those moments full of life, they were there to take so freely, but not me. was a time I recall, life was beautiful and still, just until I grew tall, and then nothing felt so easy. Not for me. Oh God, watch me as I trip and tumble. Oh God, watch me as I fall from grace again. Oh God, every time I think I've walked it out, I fall on my face. And I wouldn't know a diamond if I held it in my hand. I'd miss the chance of happiness and dance alone on stony ground that's so mean. And don't you see, I'm afraid, I believe every good thing has to end. I'm like the name drawn in the sand, special till the tide comes in. And really, that scares me. Oh. Oh God, every time I think I've worked it out, I fall on my face. I fall, I fall on my face. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. It's isn't it funny how oh, hi Germany, hi Frank. Isn't it funny how those blessed hymnal deep slow songs, and I could hear Tom singing that in that elder statesman way of the person who's been through life and knows these things. But isn't it funny how those songs, I don't know what it is, but it calms me. Does it calm you? It makes me just feel clean inside of that. It makes me feel like it's time to go out and buy a new fucking car, which is what I'm doing today, for fuck's sake, because I can't get Doris in the bloody car. Anyway, moving on. Here's my script. I love you all so much, and thank you so for it. I sound a bit like Barbara. You mean Barbara Streisand, doesn't? Do you think this is lost on me? Honestly, when I was a kid and I saw Barbara Streisand for the first time in a film, because I'm such a big fan of her film work, I thought, that's my fucking nose. That's my nose. It's called the Afghan hound nose. Thank you. And all the voice is from here. It's from here. It's from here. But thank you so much, everyone. So much. Thanks, Steve. It's life affirming. I think that's why we all need classical music so much, isn't it? And all that, you know, it's that thing. It's whatever connects you, but it's an ancient thing, and it's calming, and it takes the blood pressure down. Well, I hope you join me in that one. You know, we've got a new a cappella coming. Woo! Remember that song from last week that I was so happy that you all loved so much, Fork in the Road, about our times? Well, that has been done with Leland Sklar and Pedro Segundo. And on that note, tomorrow, it will be Pedro Segundo's sweet 16th birthday again. So, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday dear Pedro Segundo, happy birthday to you. Yeah, had to do that on a real piano, had to do it on a real piano. Pedro, you better be watching, man. Or later. It is, I don't know what age you are, but it's been a joy to know you and to work with you. So happy birthday, Pedro. You and Lee, so close together, my two darling men. So yeah, look out in the next 2 days for the new acapella. Stay safe, keep washing those hands, keep distancing. And I want to leave you with something uplifting after Trip and Tumble. I just want to show you this amazing thing. Another reason why I had to turn the camera around the right way around. I got sent this by Iggy Severa. Thank you, Iggy, so much for my fabulous Man Friday in London. This, I know it's not funny in the bigger way, but it fucking is, people. Here's a homeless man with a sign that said, Black Sabbath matters. I'm sorry, I think that's great. I think it's bloody great. I mean, you know, if I'd seen him in the road, I'd have given him money. That's all I'm saying. And I know it's not lessening Black Lives Matter, but it's fucking great. Black Sabbath matters. So on that note, thank you for joining me. As always, I will be seeing you Wednesday for something fresh and new and fantastic. Let's see if I can crank out something new again. Until then, wash those hands, wear those masks, keep 6 feet away. My name is Judith Owen, and you have been watching For Fuck's Sake. And let's all keep repeating that phrase because it really does help get you through life. I love you all. Take care. And I will see you. It was brilliant, Iggy. Thank you so much. I will see you Wednesday. Bye, everyone. For fuck's sake. Mwah. Bye, guys.